Cold Talks. Tune in. We're chatting about family and friends. Relationship goes together to the end. This is Cold Talks. Tune in.
What's going on, everybody? It's Cold Talks, Season 1, Episode 3. I'm D.
And I'm Jaleesa.
And here we are with this episode. And it's about allowing your man, spouse, your partner to lead. I guess I'll jump it off by just saying that I believe that marriage is kind of like a game of tag, so to speak. Everybody have different strengths and weaknesses when it comes to the relationship, and it's up to everybody as a collective to know who have certain strong points in certain areas.
Roles.
Yeah, roles. For example, Jaleesa is very good with numbers. For a very long time, I handled all the bills and made sure this get paid, that get paid. It worked, but Jaleesa is just better in that area. Just because I'm me and a man, I'm not going to say, hey, no, listen, I'm going to take the role here as a leader and say I'm going to go ahead on and handle the bills because I'm the man. That's your strong point. This is a game of tag. Me knowing when to take the back seat to allow you to do exactly what your strong points are.
I think it's more so like, I don't want to say handle the bills. I want to say the finances. Okay. Like putting money where it need to go and moving over here, moving over there, moving over there. Cause not just the bills per se. Cause I don't be paying all these bills.
I mean, you just know, we just like to say where to put funds here and put funds there. It makes sense. But yeah, I think it's all about knowing what the strengths and weaknesses of everybody is, and knowing what you bring to the relationship, what he or she brings to the relationship, and making it work.
Yeah.
I remember early on in our relationship, my mom used to always say, hey, D, no matter what, make it work. You know what I'm saying? Make it work. And I think it goes back to ego. Sometimes you got to put that ego in your pocket and say, babe, go ahead on and take care of this. Babe, what do you think about that? And I think that makes a smooth transition in terms of marriage because it's bigger fish to fry in marriage, because there's a lot of stuff that we go through in a marriage, and something simple as finances shouldn't be it, because there's a lot more stuff you got to deal with.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I know over our 10 plus year span, we dealt with a lot of different things, and since we were always away, it fell back on us to figure it out.
Oh yeah.
We didn't really have nobody to go through to give us certain advice on certain things, so we had to kind of like figure it out. And I think it all came down to, you have certain strengths. I'm weak at, you're strong.
Yeah.
And vice versa. What do you think about stuff like that?
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. But the biggest what word I'm looking for? The biggest, I don't want to say conflict, but the biggest challenge I had coming into this marriage was just pretty much just taking that back seat and allowing you to lead, because I was raised in a single mother household. I never seen my mom with the actual dude, like, you know what I mean? I mean, she had boyfriends or whatever that we met throughout our life and stuff, but to have like that one man there leading
Yeah.
disciplining us.
That male role.
That male role model, like my male role model was my big brother.
Yeah.
Like he taught me how to play basketball, football, any sport that I played. My big brother taught me that.
Yeah, of course.
My dad wasn't really there like that, and my mom didn't have a man in the house, so she taught not only her girls but her boys as well to be independent, because you don't know if that other person is gonna be there. So that's how I was raised. I was raised to handle my own, period. I ain't chasing behind nobody. You don't want to be here? Fine. I'm gonna figure it out. You know what I mean? It was like I was an independent woman. That's how I was raised. Like, we finna go out here and we finna get it. If I need to work 2 jobs, I'm gonna work 2 jobs. If I need to enlist in the army, I'm enlisted to the army is what I did. You know what I mean? We're gonna get out here, we're gonna get it, we're gonna be successful, and we're gonna grind it out. Now, here come a man who I need to add to my equation. So that's when it was just like, uh-oh, are you gonna allow him to lead? Because you was taught to be this strong, independent woman. Now you want me to sit back and let this dude do it and not take orders or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not saying that at all, but I'm saying I was raised to be this strong, independent woman by a strong, independent woman. It went, I remember when my little sister got her first place. I was in the military already. I came home to visit. And my little sister, she was gonna get her first place. I remember my mama say, all right. She had her boyfriend and they was rocking steady. I think they were talking for a good year or 2. And my mama say, I understand you got your little dude or whatever, but you need to make sure you get an apartment that you can afford by yourself, because who's gonna say that he's gonna be there? And I was just like, dang. And I'm like, damn, Mom, he right there. He like, you know. And she was just like, make sure you get an apartment that you can pay for by yourself. And when she said that to her, I repeated that to her, because I remember she was trying to decide on which one to get. But one apartment made her have to depend on Buddy. In the other apartment, she was able to afford by herself. So she ended up choosing the one that she can afford by herself, because that's what her mother embedded in her. That's what we was raised to do. And I took that into my marriage consequently. And every decision that me and Dee was making was based on, if Dee leave today or tomorrow, we married. But every decision was based on, if Dee leave today or tomorrow, I need to be able to afford this apartment, afford this car, all these bills without him. And I did not depend on him at all. Like, I was just like, nope. And I remember Dee used to just be trying to like add little stuff to what we was. I was like, no, I can't afford that. No. He like, babe, I'm like right here. And I'm like, okay, I see you, but I can't afford it by myself. I don't feel comfortable getting it. No, I don't want to get that car. No, I don't want to get this house. No, I don't want to get that. I can't afford that by myself. You have to be here in order for me to have that. And I don't like that. And it was crazy because Dee ended up actually having to be a stay-at-home father. Yeah. Like he mentioned earlier, he say we had to figure it out on our own. We was in the military. We really lived with each other for real. And El Paso, that's a 24-hour drive if you go straight. And we did that trip a couple times, actually. Crazy. But we was way out there, so we didn't want the boys to go to daycare. They were too small, and we didn't trust the daycare system and stuff like that. So Dee chose to be a stay-at-home father, and that was a really, really, really big jump for him. And I would like for him to go ahead and share your experience with that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big jump for me, because at the end of the day, that will mean I can't work, And I had never been a stay-home dad. I don't even think I ever knew a stay-home dad. And what ended up happening was, I was winging it. And there was times where, she would come home, and the house was discombobulated, and I'm like, shoot, I'm doing my role. I'm here, I'm watching the boys, everybody, and we were just chilling, we were just having fun, and I'm a dad, they pretty much being there, knowing that dad is there taking care of everything. So the house is not in tip-top shape. The kids probably is a little hungry. We just been sitting there just eating tater chips and stuff, just probably playing a video game all day. And because there was a side that I never seen before.
Yeah.
That was a side of maybe she should have some dinner cooked when she come home. Maybe the house should be clean. Maybe the kids should be situated. I learned those things, but it made me feel a little not like a man, because
it's like a role swap, reversal. She going to work and I'm home cooking and cleaning with the kids.
And you work in a male-dominated field.
Oh yeah.
So that was intimidating as well. I'm not scared to say it. That was intimidating as well, knowing that you go to work every day with men who provide for families, who probably got their own stuff situated, and here I am home playing a game, watching kids.
And I don't want to cut you off, babe, but great point. I remember being, and this is crazy that you brought that up. I remember when I first got to Fort Bliss, my one of the dudes that I worked with, he was like, I'm pregnant, by the way, pregnant with Marley at the time. And he was like, oh, you married? I was like, yeah, I'm married. Oh, what your husband do? He a stay-at-home father. And he was like, what? What the hell? He a gold digger. He living off you. What the hell? You pregnant out here working? And he's staying at home with the kid? Y'all got another kid? And I was like, yeah. But at the end of the day, you ain't about to disrespect my husband. Because, yeah, he a stay-at-home father. He ain't no gold digger. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you don't even know me. You don't know my situation. You think you a man because you in the army? And I had spazzed on buddy, like, don't come for my dude like that. This, first of all, he ain't want to do this. Second of all, I'm in the military, so it ain't like they could just go get a job. We just got here. But we made a conscious decision for him to be at home with the boys until they got to a certain age. And it wasn't easy to convince this dude to do that because he was just like, I'm a man. And everybody, I'm a man, I gotta work. But I have a career where he can't just go work because we moving. We just came from Germany. We coming to El Paso. We going through all of these different things. And we have small kids. And I don't know if y'all know, baby, but daycare on post, it ain't 50 cents. It ain't $200 a week. That thing, for 2 kids, I think Jeremiah was 2 and Marley was a newborn, it was over $1,100 to send them to daycare a month.
And it just wasn't on post because at one point we had Jeremiah all post daycare and
they still was taxing. So we was like, okay, babe, go get a job. Guess what his job paid for? Daycare. Because the military gonna take care of me. They gonna make sure you got enough for your rent, because you got a little BAH or whatever. They gonna make sure the soldier is good. The soldier can live comfortably because the soldier has to pick up and move at any time, any given second, any given minute. So, the soldier good. But so here my husband go, he like, shoot, I want to work because I don't feel like no man because you're doing everything. But we like, babe, at the end of the day, it makes more sense for you to be at home with these boys while they're small. Once they get old enough and they know how to talk a little bit and some more money fluctuating through this thing, you could go ahead and start working. Boys can go to school, not daycare, full-time daycare. They can go to school, then come home and go to daycare. Because, once they go on pre-K kindergarten, they could do half their care, which is half. It's not $1,100. At that point, it's like $500-$600. I mean, but that's $600 cheaper. So we had to make the conscious decision. Hey, babe, can you be a stay-at-home father, please? And then he like, all right, you know what I mean? And he did that. But with all of that being said, I still had to allow him to lead because, first of all, he already taken a stab to his ego being a stay-at-home father, and I'm going to work doing everything. Now he got to figure out, I'm going to cook, I'm going to clean, I'm going to rub her feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, but I had to allow him to still do his thing. So he was like taking care of everything still, although he wasn't working, he still was leading the house. And that's something I feel like a lot of women don't understand when it comes to that man's development, because although y'all married, it's a grown man, y'all both are still developing. And you don't want to like take a jug at the ego because you're beating them down, like, I mean, saying the N-word. But this my house. You can't, I'm paying the bills, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? And you just jugging at his ego. You gotta allow that man to lead still, man. Allow him to lead. What you think? Like,
oh, that's right on point. I mean, you know, I remember the situation when it came to the guy, and offline, me and him had a conversation and came to an understanding. But at the end of the day, it goes right back to ego and the bigger picture. The bigger picture is, we can't think about today. I can't say today I want to make money because this make me feel good today. Because one thing you said was, hey, listen, I'm trying to make rank, time, and service. I know for a fact once I make rank, time, and service, everything's going to be better. You know, just give me X amount of years to do X, Y, Z. And that was the business of what we were, you know, trying to do versus outside parameters that had nothing to do with what we had going on internally. You know, so if we would have took that small excerpt of what the buddy had said, it would have changed our whole dynamic of our marriage because some sort of outside, you know, distraction. So what subsequently happened was you made rank, and the perfect situation came to where I was able to go get my CDL and get on the truck.
Start your own business.
There you go, and the rest is history.
Right.
You know, because sometimes you be worried about what's going on right there in front of you, and don't think big picture.
That's true.
We start working on big picture. Both of us got our bachelor's degrees. You know,
you got your master's.
You know, I started, finished the master's.
Yeah.
You know, and that wouldn't have happened if I would have tried to fix that small problem at that specific time in our life. That's why I say long term.
Yeah.
You know, and when it comes to overall leading, you know, Texas was just the beginning.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's when we bought our first house. That when we bought our first car together.
Yeah.
You know, and we made 2 big purchases right there.
Yeah.
And I was right there on the road. In fact, when Mom Dukes had said, hold on, y'all talking about buying a brand new car off the lot. This ain't no little car, it was our Durango. And she said it was a bad idea. Yeah. Because of course she was saying it was a bad idea because
she was looking at my check only. That's what was embedded in her. She was like, baby girl, you can't afford this by yourself.
There you go.
And then I was like, but you know, D here, Mom. D could do it. D could help. And she was like, you know what? You're right. Let me step back. And we was able to afford the vehicle because both of us. And then we turned around and got another vehicle. So we got 2 vehicles now. And if it was just me just solely focusing on what my income was doing and not his, then we would have just been driving around in one car. You need to be able to allow your man to lead, trust your man, and, you know, trust that he ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because, and her, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's, like I say, big picture, you know, wins and losses together. You know, I think that's the special thing about marriage is, or in anything, in order to be a good leader, you have to know how to follow.
Oh, yeah.
You know, So, and I think it's knowing your spouse as well. I'm not one of those sit back and be quiet type of dudes, but I can be for the right situation. But sometimes I have to know when to step up and do the certain things. See, I tell people all the times when it comes to marriage and the first year, second year, those are probably the easy years because y'all ain't been through nothing.
Oh yeah.
But when you go through finances, death,
Death?
all types of other things, then that's the meat and the bones of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that's when it's time for you to step up and show what your true attributes is or what you can, you know, benefit from being married.
Right.
You know.
And then as the woman, you have to be able to take the back seat and be submissive. And I know y'all hear that word submissive and y'all, I ain't submissive. He ain't about to tell me what to do. But that's not what I'm saying. When I say be submissive, I'm not saying be quiet, sit back and let the man run it. No, I'm saying allow that man to lead. Be submissive in that nature. If he is trying to show you the overall plan, don't defute. I'm going to defute this every chance I get. Allow him to lead. Be submissive. Fall back, sis. It's okay. Take the back seat. It's fine. Especially when it comes to them children. I know a lot of us, we was raised in single mother household. Mama beat the butt, gave the hugs, gave the love, everything. Mama did everything. So you automatically think, I gotta beat the butt too. But you got your dude right here. Let him be the disciplinarian. You know what I'm saying? And then mama kind of be in the background, you know what I'm saying? Wiping her tears or giving a little extra hug because daddy done beat their butt. But at the same time, I ain't saying go behind daddy back and be like, you know, talking down on daddy or whatever because he beat their butt. It's just that understanding, giving that child that understanding and letting them know that I could come to somebody and really speak my truth on how I felt about that. Although I got my butt beat, and I could come to somebody and try to get an understanding on why I was being disrespectful. Yeah. And then with mom kind of like taking that backseat role and allowing the child to do that, that opened up that door for them to go back to dad as well and have that understanding of that discipline that he just instilled on them. What you think about?
Great point. I mean, I think we have a unique situation. A lot of people probably can't relate because both of us are leaders. And I remember when we first started talking, I asked, what type of man do you feel like you need? You said, I want a man to be stern and, you know, promising on his word. You know, if he meant it, you know, do it. Yeah. You know, I ain't taking just wordplay. So that's what I brought to the table. That was easy for me. Yeah. So it was a lot of situations in our relationship where I stood on my word and you fought me on that. Oh, yeah. And came back later on and said, hey, I respect you for standing on your word. My bad. I'm glad you stood by it because it was a good idea. Yeah. And one thing I had to learn when it come to you was I can't just say something and it be gold. Yeah. So when we first bought the house,
I followed y'all.
First bought the house in El Paso, I said, hey, listen, let's do this.
I'm like, no, we need to wait for this. We need to wait for that. And you like, no, look, babe, I'm trying to show you. Here it is. Here are the numbers. You're like, I was just scared. I don't know anybody who owned at the time. I know a lot of homeowners now, but at the time I didn't know anybody that owned a home. So all of this was fresh and new. And here this crazy man go tell my son, let's go buy a home. Babe, you know you got a VA loan. You can use that. I ain't even know I had a VA loan, y'all, and I'm a whole sergeant in the Army. Like, I ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Because when I got in the Army, I was just trying to get out the hood for real and do something else. I didn't know all the benefits and the perks of being in the military. So he doing his homework because he was a stay-at-home dad with time on his hand and stuff. And he brung it and he was like, "Babe, let's buy a house." And I'm like, no. But here you go. I allowed that man to lead. I allowed him to do his thing, put me up on game, and boom, homeowners.
Yeah, and that's why I always told you, like, I believe in zero money in investment, full return at the end, and that's exactly what happens. You're like, well, we don't have the money to put down on the house, so that's what we're gonna stand by. We're not putting no money down. We're not doing it. Oh, I don't think it's that easy. So she said, she fought me on it, and I said, well, we buying a house.
And you picking it out.
And what happened was, she said, bring me a realtor and let me ask him the question. She took everything I brought to her, took to the realtor. He said, that's exactly how the process was. And there the house process was. We started, I think, I think the determining factors, the people that really helped us do it was Lisa, David.
Oh yeah, I remember they came to the house and they visited, and they was like, "Ooh," I remember Lisa was like, "I like that closet. This the one best right here. This the one." I remember that. Yeah.
So I mean, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to, knowing when to lead, knowing to take a backseat. It's a lot of things that she have done as well. Well, I just was like, no, because I'm a dreamer. I believe in things possible. I believe that, just go out, get it, do it. Jaleesa is more patient. She sit back, I
gotta see it unfold, baby,
and watch it develop.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's how I work. I believe you run through it. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. But you just keep on, and you just keep trying it. But that's what she brings to the table, the patience. So maybe it's not exactly letting the man, woman lead. It's knowing
each other role,
each other's strengths and weaknesses. Because at the end of the day, it's like I said, you have certain strengths and I have certain weaknesses, and vice versa. And that's how we work. Yeah,
because I'm an alpha female, you're an alpha male, so we're gonna automatically do this every time, bump heads every time. But we have to allow each other to use the strengths to lead the situation.
Yeah, in this generation of information.
Oh yeah.
Words can be misconstrued.
Oh yeah.
Submissiveness, now we're able to really find out what that word means. You're submissive every day at work.
Oh yeah.
You're submissive to the customer. You're submissive to your, superiors. You're submissive.
So why you can't bring that home and be submissive to your spouse?
Absolutely.
Ah, look at you. He just got me. He got me.
So,
well, yeah. That's really it on this topic, man. Again, this is Cold Talk, Season 1, Episode 3, allowing your man to lead. Just understanding when to take that back seat and just making it work. And that's really...
Well, yeah, that's it. But real quick, I wanted to add this in real quick. This is, a lot of stuff that we say, and do. This is really therapeutic for us, because at the end of the day, we went through so much, we dealt with so much alone. And the only thing I'm saying through this whole process is maybe one little thing that we say can work. That's why we don't do advice, because there's no one size fits all for marriage. Maybe you ain't at that point yet. Maybe you'll never go through certain things that we went through, which is cool.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, maybe it's something, maybe it's a little something, but this is real therapeutic for us, because it gives us time to reflect.
Yeah. And one more thing before we go, we want to interview 4 couples. I already have my 5-year couple, Lisa and David, the Cobbs. I need a couple that are fresh newlyweds. I need a couple that is engaged. I need a couple that's been married 10 years. And I need a couple that's been married 10 years plus. If you or you know somebody that you want to recommend for the interview, we will be in Jacksonville in a couple of weeks, and we would like to have a sit down with 4 couples. Not all 4 of you guys at once, but we do want to talk to 4 couples. So hit the DM, hit the comments. We'll be in Jacksonville 2 weeks. My birthday August 27th, so y'all know we gonna be there that weekend. But yeah, 4 couples. I need 4 couples. We got a segment that's gonna be hot.
Oh yeah.
And that's it. That's all we got. This is Cold Talks. My name is Jaleesa.
This D.
Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Have a good one. 3, 2, 1.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And hit that little bell.